Hello and welcome back to Paris Crochet Flow. My name is Paris and I am back with another tutorial. I hope this is going to be quick because I keep saying I'm gonna make quick tutorials, but it ends up being long. However, I'm going to do my best to make this as short as I can. That could mean anywhere less than 1 hour, hopefully. So anyways, we are going to make a squid. I'm going to show you the squid. We are going to make a squid. I made this squid recently and I did show in a short video. So this squid has 10 this squid has 10 tentacles, with 8 being the short ones and 2 long ones. That I really like how they turned out, and I'm going to attach my short video of how this squid to this tutorial if you would like to see how it turned out. Anyways, for this tutorial you're going to need of course we're gonna need some yarn. I have the pink yarn. We're going to need scissors to cut yarn, or maybe not, sometimes I just break it with my hands. We're going to need a darning needle. Not 100% sure, but if you need a darning needle to seal your squid, that's okay. Usually I just seal using my crochet hook. You're also gonna need some filling of some sort. You could use your yarn scraps, and also you may need some safety eyes. You don't necessarily have to use safety eyes. You could choose to use embroider eyes using some yarn. So that's that. Let's get right into it. I do have my notes here, and I'm going to also include some notes in the description of this video. And also I am planning to have this pattern tested and hopefully have it available for you as a free pattern. But for now, let's get right into it. So you need bulky yarn, hook size 5.5. I wrote 5 here, but I use 5.5. Hook size 5.5 is what I'm using with my bulky yarn size 6, and I'm using Sweet Snuggles Light. Also safety eyes we already talked about, and we are going to start. I'm just gonna place it in front of myself so I can have some reference. And we are going to start. So we are going to start with 10 single crochets in a magic ring. If you don't know these stitches already, then I would suggest look for some beginner crochet tutorials and learn how to do the basics first. So we're going to start with a magic ring, and we are going to make 10 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 10 single crochets, and now I'm going to join right here using a slip stitch. And there's no other slip joints except that one. So for the second row we are going to have 20 single crochets, so we are going to increase in every single crochet. So I'm gonna start with 1, so it's an increase in every single crochet, so we are gonna have 20. So that's 3, 4, 5, 'We have 20 single crochets in row number 2, and now we are going to do row number 3, and we will increase after every, so 1 single crochet, 1 increase, for a total of 30 single crochets. So 1 single crochet and an increase. At the end of the row we are going to have 30 single crochets. So that's 3, So I have 30 single crochets, and that's row number 3, and now we are going to row number 4, and we're not going to be increasing anymore. So row number 4 to 6 we are going to be doing 30 single crochets, and that's going to be 3 rows. So 30 single crochets for 3 rows. That's row number 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so go ahead and make 30 single crochets for 3 rows, and I'll meet you at at the end of row number 6. Row number 6, and we have 30 single crochets around. So we started with 10, increased to 20, then 30, and from row number 4 to 6 we made 30 single crochets. I'm just going to seal the magic ring a bit tighter here. Okay, so we have this piece now, and now we are at the point where we are going to create the fold like that. So we are at this, we've already finished this part, so we are gonna make a fold. So we have this part and this part. So to do that we are going to divide our work into 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. You could go ahead and use some stitch markers, and I'm going to do right that. So we are going to use some stitch markers to divide our work into 6. We already have one stitch marker there, so we are going to count 1 2 3 4 5, insert a stitch marker there. I'll use the inner loop only, and then 1 2 3 4 5, insert a stitch marker there in the 6th one, and then count 1 2 3 4 5, insert another stitch marker there, one two three four five, one two three four five. Okay, so once we divide this is what we are going to do with our work now. We are going to seal this part and this part, and we are only going to be left with the middle, which is going to be our body. So if you can look at this one, we are sealing this part and this part, and we are leaving an opening in the middle, which is going to be, we are going to continue and make our body from there. So let's go ahead and start sealing. And to do that, I use my crochet hook, and I make single crochets joining both sides like that. So I pick up both sides. You could choose one loop or both. So we are going to seal right across until the first 2 stitch markers there. Okay, so once we get there, we are going to start making, we are going to work this part leaving an opening until we get to the end, and then we're going to seal when we come back. So let's do that together so you can understand. So we got to the stitch marker, and that now we are going to make our single crochets without joining the 2 sides. and you're gonna work past this stitch marker as well. And then once we get to the next stitch marker, which is the corner, now we are going to be joining these two spaces. So you can go ahead and take off this stitch marker, which is the one corner, and now we need to join backwards up to here. Okay, I'm gonna just make one more single crochet. Now this is what we are doing. Just like we joined these two here, we are going to join these two here. Okay, so I just make a single crochet holding both holding the work into two. So it's a fold, and once you get there, now we can take off all our stitch markers. So as you can see, we sealed this side, and then we worked single crochets up to the corner here where there was a stitch marker, and then we folded it together and joined, leaving this hole right there. Okay, so now we can take off our stitch markers. I really don't need them when I'm working, but just for you to visualize how we divide them. And now the rest of the part is pretty easy because we are going to be working the body, and we are going to start by working around, and we need we left 5 single crochets here and 5 single crochets on the other side. So we are going to have, and we are going to pick up one on either side, so we hopefully will have 12. So let's do that. So 1, and I'm going to make that one my first one, and I'm going to insert this one there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, I have 15. I don't know how, but however many stitches you have, as long as you have this opening. If it's 12, it's all right. If it's 15, that's okay. We are going to increase, we need to be increasing around here until we get back to 30. So now we have 15, so we are going to increase we are going to increase in every single crochet, so we can have 30 single crochets. So this is our first one. So if you have 15, that's okay. If you have 12, work the math. You just need to end up with 30 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 30 single crochets, and as you can see, it's widening back to the size that we had before. So now we are going to be working 30 single crochets, and that was row number, I believe, number 8. So from row number 9 to row number 16, we are going to be working 30 single crochets. Okay, so 30 single crochets from row number 8 to row number 8 rows. We are going to be making we are going to be working 30 single crochets for 8 rows. Go ahead and work your 8 rows of 30 single crochets each, and in that case I'll meet you here around the area where we need to insert our eyes, or around the areas where we need to decrease. So go ahead and work row number 9 to row number 16, 30 single crochets each, and see you at row number 16. Okay, we are almost at the end of row number 16. I hope you're with me. You could pause or work at your own time. So that's row number 16. I'm just going to work the first one here and move my stitch marker. And now what we are going to do from row number 17 is we are going to start decreasing. So for row number 17, we are going to work 3 single crochets and a decrease. So 1, 2, 2 and 3, and a decrease. And at the end of this row we are going to have 24 single crochets. So 3 single crochets and a decrease. Go ahead and work 3 single crochets and a decrease for row number 17, and I'll see you at the end with 24 single crochets. And now we are at the end of row number 17. I'm going to work 1 single crochet, and that's my first one. And now at this point we are going to insert our safety eyes, and you can choose either side to be your front. So in that case we are just going to choose this side, and we are going to be inserting the eyes between row number 15 and row number 16 with 7 stitches apart. So go ahead, take your safety eyes, and we are going to insert them between row numbers 15 and 16. So this was row number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we are going to choose a spot that aligns with the fold here, and we are going to put our safety eye there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And 7 stitches apart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and as you can see it's aligning with the fold here again. So put the eyes there, make sure they are aligned. Like I said, they don't have to be super perfect, but there are our eyeballs, and our squid is coming along. So now we are going to be working row number 18, which will be 2 single crochets and a decrease, and at the end of the row we are going to have 18 single crochets. So go ahead and work 2 single crochets and a decrease, 2 single crochets and a decrease, and we are going to have 18 single crochets at the end of the row. Last decrease, and you should have 18 single crochets now, and that is row number 18. So that's my first single crochet I just worked there. And now at this point we are going to start filling our body, and also this is where we are going to start inserting the tentacles. So go ahead, grab your polyfill, and for the filling we are starting from the top, which is this part. So that too needs some stuffing, so go ahead and stuff it to your liking. I always say put enough so that it maintains shape. We're going to work our tentacles now, and we are going to fill our squid as we go, just so that you can leave yourself, like I said, some space to still work the remaining project. So for the tentacles we are going to be working from where you left. Let's make a chain of 12. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, and then we will go back. Our return pass is going to be 3 single crochets in starting from the second chain. So starting here we make 3 single crochets in every stitch, and that will help us get this effect of the curling of the tentacles. And this will be the 8 curly one, and 2 of them will be just straight like that. Let's go ahead and make the curly ones first, and then we'll make the straight ones. So in your 11 single crochets we are going to make 3 single crochets in every stitch. So go ahead, finish your first tentacle, and we'll work the next one together, and I'll leave you there to work the rest of them. So now once we are back to where we started the tentacle, we are going to do a decrease once we get back to where we started the tentacle, we are going to slip stitch into the same stitch. Okay, and now we are going to make a decrease. So you're going to pick up 2 single crochets together like that, or an invisible decrease. So we make a decrease, and in the same, once we finish the decrease, now we are going to chain 12. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, and now we are going to repeat that. So we are going to work 3 single crochets in every stitch back to the body, and then we are going to slip stitch into that same stitch, and then we are going to decrease, and then after the decrease we chain again, and we repeat that until we have 8 tentacles. So go ahead and do that. If your 8 tentacles are not going to be in the same line, don't worry about that, because we can work more tentacles in the next row. Okay, so go ahead and work whichever many tentacles you can before you end up in the beginning of the row, and I'll catch you there. So go ahead and make more tentacles, and I will see you once you have 8 tentacles. Guys, I have a quick interruption here. As you make your tentacles, try to make sure that your long tentacles, which are going to be straight, will either fall in the front right there or in the back. That way it's going to look more organized or planned out that way. So I have 7 tentacles now. So sorry about saying 8, but if you had started right here you could make 8, but I have 7 now, and I am going to be making my 2 long ones so that they can fall in front, and then I'll make my 8th one at the end there. So I just interrupted so we can do the long one together, and I'm going to do 1 decrease as we've been doing 1 tentacle slip stitch back to the body and then 1 decrease, and now I'm going to make 1 long tentacle. You can always stagger them as you wish. They don't have to be perfect. You don't have to follow my directions, but as long as you have 8 and 2, it doesn't matter how you put them in. So I'm going to make 20 single crochets for the long one, or you could make as long as you want. So notice that this is longer than the short ones I was making, 12, and now the difference with this one is going to be flat, except at the end we make something that looks like a palm like that. So just 5 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So 5 single crochets there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the other tentacles we were only making 3, as we would return all the way using 3 single crochets all the way, but now we only make 5 at the end. And then to make our return pass for the long ones, we only make 1 single crochet in every stitch. So it's going to be just a long flat one with somewhat of a foot or a hand at the end. So just 1 single crochet in every stitch, and I'll see you at the end. So we've made our way back to the body, and now I'm going to slip stitch or single crochet in the same spot, and then I'm going to do a decrease. So similar to the way we were doing the short tentacles, so do a decrease, and then we are going to chain 20 again and make our second long tentacle. So I'm going to chain 20, and this is our second tentacle, and we are going to repeat what we did for the first one. So 20 single crochets, make 5 single crochets in the second chain from the hook, and then single crochet back to the body, and then we are going to take it from there. We are going to be making our last, I'll make my last coiled tentacle at least. As for you, I don't know if you already had 8 of your short tentacles, but once we make 8 and 2 short ones, then we are going to pick up sealing the bottom of our squid. So go ahead and make however many tentacles you are left with, and I'll catch you at the end. Okay, we're back to where we started, and as you can see, we have our 8 short tentacles, and we have our 2 long tentacles. Mine look like they are different sizes, but that's okay. So now we are going to pick up stitches in the back because we are going to be sealing our squid. So I'm gonna take off my stitch marker there, and I'm going to start one stitch there. If you need more grip, you can always change how you hold your hook, as it becomes difficult to work once you start. So we need to pick up at 12 single crochets in the bottom. If you pick up more, that's okay. It's important to understand that we are going to be decreasing to seal. So however many you pick up, we are going to be in the next row we are going to be decreasing in every stitch, just so we can start to seal our squid. So pick up your stitches and let's see how many you have at the end. So I hope it's 12. If it's 15, that's okay. Now we've picked up stitches around. Alternatively, when you do the tentacles, maybe I'll insert that in my tutorial somewhere. You could work in the outer loop only, so that you can pick up the stitches in the back loop, but that's okay. We picked up however many you have here, could be 12, could be 15 or whatever. So now we are going to work decreases all around. So decrease in every single crochet without skipping any. So pick up the first 2 loops and make a single crochet. Notice I'm using my hook to pick up the stitches now, because it's a bit difficult to work with when the squid is half filled. You could also make a flat part and join, it's your choice, but let's work towards sealing the project. Okay, as you can see, I still have a small opening, and I'll take this time to fill in more. You could do the same if you did not stuff enough. This is our last chance to stuff. So if you're happy with the stuffing of your squid, go ahead and do one more decrease, or you could now cut the yarn and use your darning needle to seal the squid. But I'm going to make another row of decrease, and then I'm going to seal. So I'm now struggling to keep up, so I will go ahead and cut some yarn and use my darning needle to seal. You can see I'm hardly left with any opening, which is the beauty of decreasing. You can decrease at your own pace until you're done decreasing. So using a darning needle, I'm going to seal my squid, and we will have our finished squid. So I'll just pick up outer loops of however many stitches you have left. Usually you could decrease up to when you have 6 based on how many you picked up, but once you seal completely, I just put my needle right through. I'm going to come out through another spot. I'm going to pull it so it looks flat like that, and then I'm going to make a knot right here, and again I'm going to go through with my needle, come out on the other side, and I'm going to cut the yarn right there now. So our squid is finished, and he is very pretty with 8 short tentacles and 2 long arms, and there he is. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like this, go share with a friend, like my videos, go subscribe to my channel, and that way you don't miss when I come up with new tutorials or just to show what I'm working on. But there is our squid. It's finished, and I hope you make many more. As you notice, this one has the arms in the back. That was my first one, and this is my second one. They're in the front, and that's just fine. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you go make many more. Happy crocheting, happy making, and just go with the flow. Bye now.